The movie opens with, during World War II, when a group of Japanese soldiers arrive on a remote island. As they march forward, their captain suddenly orders everyone to stop. After hearing strange noises coming from the forest nearby, he sends 2 soldiers to investigate. As they carefully move through the jungle, everything feels quiet. Too quiet. And then, suddenly, terrifying screams echo through the forest. One soldier comes running back in pure panic, being chased by something massive. Before anyone can react, a gigantic snake launches out, throws the man into the air, and swallows him whole, right in front of everyone. The soldiers freeze in shock, and as they look ahead, the monstrous serpent prepares to attack them all. Years later, we are introduced to a scientist named Lin, who is giving a presentation about giant snakes. But instead of scientists, his audience is just a group of small school children. Lin had written a children's book based on his research, but most adults consider his theories ridiculous. During his demonstration, he even brings out live animals to show how snakes hunt. But the moment a snake kills a mouse, the children get terrified and start crying. Because of this, Lin is immediately fired from his job. Lin returns home, disappointed and broke, but still tries to stay strong for his young daughter, who is suffering from cancer. Just then, there's a knock on the door. When he opens it, 2 wealthy men are standing outside. One of them introduces himself as Mr. Tang. Tang reveals that he has read Lin's book, where he mentioned a mysterious fruit of immortality. According to their research, this fruit contains chemicals that can cure cancer, and possibly even grant eternal life. Tang's company has been searching for this fruit for a long time. Recently, they discovered its location through a soldier who survived on that same island since World War II, and is somehow still alive, even after more than 100 years. Tang makes an offer. If Lin guides them to that island, he will receive a huge amount of money, and more importantly, the best medical treatment for his daughter. Lin has no choice. He agrees. Soon, the group boards a boat, heavily guarded by mercenaries. On board, Lin meets the captain of the soldiers, a man who clearly dislikes him and constantly shows attitude. He also learns that Mr. Tang himself has cancer, and this fruit is his only hope to survive. Then, Lin meets their medical expert, Lily. But instead of a warm reunion, things feel cold between them. It turns out they used to be in a relationship, but broke up due to their differences in scientific beliefs. As the journey continues, the boat operator notices something strange ahead, a thick fog. Lin immediately says this shouldn't be happening at this time of year, but their geography expert CK disagrees. He claims the area has unusual environmental conditions, which could explain it. The boat enters the fog, and visibility drops to almost zero. Inside the fog, one soldier accidentally cuts his hand. Blood drips onto the floor. Suddenly, he hears a strange sound. Before he can react, a flying piranha-like creature jumps toward his face. He manages to push it away, but then hundreds of them appear. They swarm the boat instantly, attacking everyone like a frenzy. People start getting torn apart. The soldiers fire their guns, but there are too many creatures. Lin quickly shouts for everyone to hide inside the cabin. At the same time, he sees a group of piranhas rushing toward Lily, and he pushes her out of the way, saving her life. But the creatures keep coming back. Thinking fast, Lin takes Lily's jacket, dips it in blood, and throws it into the air. The piranhas immediately chase the scent and tear the jacket apart, giving everyone just enough time to escape. The boat operator pushes the engine to maximum speed, and finally, they break out of the fog. But the damage is severe. Many people are dead, and worse, the boat's engine is completely destroyed. Now, they have no choice. They must continue their journey on foot. After reaching the island, Lin carefully studies the surroundings and confirms that the fruit they are searching for is located somewhere at the center of the island. CK quickly calculates the shortest route, which goes straight through the jungle, but Lin immediately objects. He warns them that going through the jungle is extremely dangerous and suggests they take a safer route instead. However, the captain mocks him, calling him a coward, and no one listens. They decide to follow the captain's plan. Meanwhile, the people who stayed back on the boat try to repair the engine. One worker suddenly notices something strange in the water. As he looks closer, a massive snake suddenly jumps out and devours his teammate instantly. Shocked, the man turns around, only to see the gigantic creature right behind him. Before he can even react, he is killed in a single bite. Back in the jungle, the team continues forward. At one point, CK notices a strange fruit and tries to eat it, but Lin quickly stops him. He explains that this is not a normal fruit. It's highly explosive. To prove it, He throws one, and it instantly blasts like a bomb. Everyone is stunned. Realizing the danger, Lin suggests they leave the area immediately, before nature itself kills them all. As they move ahead, they cross a rocky area and enter another foggy region. The captain orders everyone to rest. While resting, Lily suddenly senses something behind her, a small snake. A soldier grabs it and starts mocking her, laughing at how scared she got. But then, everyone around him goes silent. They're staring at something behind him. Slowly, he turns around and sees a giant snake emerging from the rocks. The man is so terrified, he literally freezes. The captain orders everyone to fire, but before they can do anything, the serpent lunges forward and swallows the soldier in one bite. The soldiers open fire. This time, the bullets actually hurt the creature, and it retreats behind the rocks. But suddenly, a dead body falls from above, causing panic. Taking advantage of the chaos, the snake attacks again, picking off soldiers one by one. The group gets completely scattered. CK starts running for his life, but the snake catches him. Just when it's about to kill him, the female lieutenant jumps in and stabs the creature in the head. The monster violently throws her away. It charges at her again, but Lin rushes in and jams a stick into the creature's mouth, stopping it for a moment. The soldiers fire again, forcing it to retreat. When the group regroups, they realize Lily is missing. She is hiding behind some rocks, but the snake finds her. Just as it's about to attack, Lin appears again and saves her. The creature attacks once more, but this time, the captain takes a grenade and throws it directly into the snake's mouth. A massive explosion happens. The serpent is blown into pieces. After the fight, they discover something shocking. They had accidentally entered the creature's nest. Out of anger and revenge, the soldiers destroy all the remaining eggs, but they don't realize they've just made a bigger mistake. With fewer people left, they continue their journey. Suddenly, they spot two familiar faces, the boat operator and the camera girl. The operator tells them that everyone on the boat was killed by another giant snake. But Mr. Tang dismisses this. He claims they already killed the only monster on the island. The operator insists there are more creatures, but Tang ignores him, because for him, only the fruit matters. As they go deeper into the jungle, something strange starts happening. Vines begin moving around them. Before they understand what's going on, soldiers start getting dragged away. The vines are alive. They wrap around people and pull them into giant carnivorous plants, which devour them instantly. Chaos erupts again. The camera girl gets captured. The boat operator tries to save her. He cuts the vine and frees her. But in doing so, he gets caught himself. He is dragged into the plant's mouth. The girl tries to pull him out, but it's too late. He dies in front of her. Lin then hears Lily screaming and rushes to help her. He pulls her away while the lieutenant cuts the vines, allowing everyone to escape. After regrouping, everyone is mentally and physically exhausted. Morale is at its lowest point. But even now, Mr. Tang refuses to stop. Lily even says he's gone insane. At this point, Lin steps in and takes control. He tells everyone clearly, if they want to survive, they must follow his lead. This time, Tang finally agrees, and the captain allows Lin to lead the group forward. They move ahead, entering a forest filled with explosive fruits again. There, Lin finds something terrifying, a shed snake skin, far larger than the one they killed before. He immediately tells everyone to change their route. Soon they reach the base of a mountain. Their tracking device confirms that the fruit is very close. Hope returns. They climb over the hills, and finally, they see it, the legendary fruit growing on a tree. But the moment a soldier goes to grab it, a massive serpent appears, even bigger than before, and in an instant, it swallows the soldier whole. The moment that massive serpent appears, everything turns into chaos again. The mercenaries immediately start firing at its face, but instead of stopping it, they only make it angrier. Within seconds, it attacks. One by one, soldiers are swallowed whole, some crushed, others ripped apart. Everyone starts running, hiding, doing anything they can just to survive. The lieutenant tries shooting at it with her pistol, but it does nothing. The snake slams her aside like she weighs nothing. At the same time, Mr. Tang pulls out a gun and points it at Lin, forcing him to climb up and get the fruit, while the snake is distracted. With no other choice, Lin starts climbing. Below him, the captain fights with everything he has. He dodges attacks, stabs the creature again and again, even tries to cut its body from underneath. But it's not enough. The monster overpowers him. Meanwhile, Lin reaches the fruit. Just as he grabs it, he slips and falls from the cliff. Everyone thinks it's over, but somehow, he manages to hold on to the fruit, barely alive, but still breathing. He immediately gives the fruit to Mr. Tang, hoping at least someone survives. Back below, the captain, now completely defeated, makes one final decision. As the serpent grabs him, he pulls out a grenade, and just as the creature devours him, the explosion happens inside its mouth. The monster screams in pain, giving everyone a chance to escape. The group starts running, but the creature is still alive. It recovers quickly and begins chasing them again. During the escape, Mr. Tang does something shocking. He pushes his own butler backward, sacrificing him so the snake eats him instead. Everyone sees this and realizes how far Tang has fallen. They keep running through the mountains and forest. But Tang, weakened by his illness, starts falling behind. He calls out to Lily for help, and when she comes back to save him, he betrays her. He pushes her down and shoots her in the leg, so the monster will eat her instead. Then he runs. But this time, Lin has had enough. He punches Tang and rushes to help Lily. Now, the situation is hopeless. The snake is right behind them. There is no escape. But suddenly, the snake ignores them and goes straight for Tang because he is holding the fruit. The monster wraps around him tightly, squeezing him slowly. Tang screams in terror until his body crushes completely, and then he is devoured. While the snake is distracted, Lin grabs the fruit. Now, everything depends on him. He gives the fruit, along with a drawing of his daughter, to the remaining survivors. Then he makes a decision. He tells them to leave the island while he distracts the monster. They hesitate. Lin turns toward the serpent and shouts, grabbing its attention. The creature locks onto him and begins chasing him. He runs straight into the forest filled with explosive fruits. Desperate, he grabs one fruit and throws it at the snake, but it doesn't explode. For a moment, all hope feels lost. And then, the lieutenant suddenly appears. She grabs a fruit and throws it perfectly. The fruit explodes. And then a chain reaction begins. Explosion after explosion after explosion. The lieutenant looks at Lin one last time and then disappears into the blast. The massive shockwave throws Lin far away. Everything goes silent. The fire fades and the giant serpent is finally dead. The survivors mourn the ones they lost. But then they discover something unbelievable. Lin is still alive. In the end, the remaining survivors repair the boat and finally leave that deadly island behind. Lin returns home with the fruit of immortality. Now, there is hope. Hope to save his daughter. Hope for a better future. And after everything they went through, this wasn't just survival. It was a battle against nature itself, where only sacrifice could bring victory.